in Santa Barbara. And it's just, if you, I don't know, can you click and share? They just list like a couple resources for visitors. It's a nice tidy list. So that's something to consider.
Okay.
So again, I thought very well designed. Okay, now if we go to residence tab and services tab, these are the exact same pages, but one has been maintained and the other one isn't, but they basically relay the same information. So that's what I think was the sticking point when I was first looking at your website, like, oh, this is all duplicate, it's a little bit messy. But honestly, it's a duplicate. It doesn't need, you don't need two tabs for the same thing.
I agree.
And there's where your stock pictures come in on services.
And stock pictures are there too on services.
Yeah, they have no
Yeah, okay.
It's
relevance,
residents and that stuff, yeah.
no relevance to relationship.
Oh, okay. But one of them has a drop down and one of them doesn't.
Wait, the
Services.
services
Yeah.
doesn't?
Services
Correct.
has one, this one doesn't.
Yeah, and I would actually recommend deleting residence, and then this is where I'm gonna have a, so look at the URL. The URL is that web address where it says muscleshellcounty.org/residents.
Yeah,
Okay, and when you go to the page,
Yeah.
so let's click on fire from the residence page. Do you see that?
fire,
Yeah.
Residents.
So if you click residence, you're gonna be brought to a page.
oh, I hit fire, I
And then
hit
there's a
fire.
list of services, right?
Okay,
So we went to fire.
Okay. Oh my, wait, cancel. Okay, now look at the URL when you click fire.
Yep,
The URL is that web address in your browser.
yeah, services/fire,
right.
Okay, so you see services, that's how it's organized, that means residents, somebody duplicated that. So anytime you click a service, it's gonna have that service tag and then what the service is in
okay,
terms of organization. So that tells me that somebody added the residence page, so you can just delete it. And there's no broken links, in other words, if you took it down.
okay.
Because it's directing to services and then the actual page.
Okay.
So it's just a little, so that can go away.
One last
Oh,
thing.
yeah. I see
Well,
what
one
you
of the things that's interesting is residence doesn't imply anything. These really are services.
mean. Correct.
So residence is, the term residence is a little misleading, so I think you're right. It should be deleted.
Yeah.
Correct.
And we can decide too, like when I was looking at different county websites, some say residents, some say visitors, and I'm thinking whoever added that tab, because you have visitors then residents, I think services is a little bit stronger too, because you're talking to your residents and these are the services they're looking for. But I did,
Got it.
I think somebody, I don't know what somebody was thinking, I'm always trying to figure out like, why did that happen? It's, you're always like, they're just dumb, but I think the thing was like, oh, visitors, residents, some people have businesses, so.
No, we just instantly assume they're dumb. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, me too. But then I feel like, no.
Okay,
Okay, so the services, I did do a comparison. There, on the services tab, there's a couple items missing that have been listed in the residence tab. So you can just add those, so then it's a cohesive list.
No people,
very good.
this is the front door.
And then there's no missing things. So public office, let me go to the website. If you click on public office, not the drop-down menu, but public office, and then you look at that URL,
Elected officials, public
Yeah,
officials.
yeah.
yeah, so it just takes you to the wrong page. And then if you delete elected officials from your URL and just have public office,
Just go do
you'll see
that
that
up
the
top.
page is empty. Can you see that, how the page is empty, it just says public office and then there's no drop-down menu or no items?
Yes, got it, yep.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah,
that page should mimic services in the sense that it should be your table of contents for all the public offices and then link you to the page. So
Got it.
if we're just at muscleshellcounty.org/public office, it should be a list where you can link to the specific page, just how like service went to fire, service went to,
Broken,
healthcare.
Okay.
So, and that's relatively, that was just the big hiccup there. Okay, so news and minutes, this is where I feel like I think what happened is, like if you click on news and minutes, that just, not the drop-down menu, right? It has, the tag
Yeah.
is news, do you see that?
Yeah, and then it's commissioners meeting, July 18th minutes.
Yep, and then it seems like they're all categorized as news. And then if we go to the drop-down menu, all news is that same page, but if we go to, say, commissioners meetings,
They're all the same thing.
yeah, so there's some duplicate there, and I understand like when you're updating it, but I think we can just clean it up so it's just one section so that
Okay.
everyone can see.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
one
I
clean
don't
line.
need to do that, I guess, because the only reason I ever did that was because one of our, grant, Snowy Mountain Development, when Kathy Bailey was in there, she wanted me to put it as news also for whatever kind of audit we would get through grant. But,
Oh,
you
okay.
know, I mean, that's the only reason I did that, I don't need to do that, so we don't have to, but, I mean, you're right, it is just a duplicate thing, so it can all just be together, yeah.
And you can still categorize and tag things, there's just a way, so you don't do it in the drop-down menu, but if somebody wanted to, they're called filter it by like, oh, commissioner meetings or agendas, you can still have that capability, so all your work isn't for naught, it's just how it's public facing. You can still find that information, and if that's important for grants, that's also, you can call that information out. So I just thought that news and minutes section could be cleaned up because there were some duplicates.
Mhm.
Okay,
And then, I think, okay, so I'm going to the spreadsheet, Microsoft Teams, commissioner meetings, ad info. I know you guys migrated from GoToMeeting to Microsoft Teams, and I have a feeling that's probably why the dropdown that was there to educate. So, and actually, like I said, your website is really well done. So if you click GoToMeeting anywhere on your website, it takes you to the right page. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit if we're cleaning it up. In
Well,
terms of pointing things,
yeah, so maybe
nobody
it's,
gets dead-ended.
okay, wait a minute, explain that, so, you know, you hit the go to, and that's actually what you hit to join the meeting, right?
Yep. And then it brings you, so again, go to that, brings you to the Microsoft Teams login. But if you go to news and minutes on the main menu, and you go to the drop-down menu, it says Microsoft Teams login,
Yeah,
which is right. So if you click that or the GoToMeeting button, it takes you to the same page. So everything's pointing in the right direction. I just think now that you've migrated
to
from
Teams.
to Microsoft Teams, you can just say, join our next commissioners meeting, just what we talked about before.
So they don't need to know whether it's GoToMeeting or Teams, they just need to know.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, got it.
And again, if you go to the home page, in one of your buckets, you say commissioners meetings, which is great. It's like so easy. When somebody goes to the home page, they click right there and then can go.
Did you know,
So just some cleanup there, yeah.
got it, Bonnie just asked, you know, we post all of our YouTube. Is that anywhere, is that link anywhere on this
It's
website?
supposed to be.
It is. So if you go down to the Microsoft Teams tab, and you can get there from the GoToMeeting. Are you guys there?
Yeah,
Microsoft Teams login page. If you scroll down, it says for archived meeting videos, YouTube account.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think that's a great place for it.
RFIR.
It's overall, what I did, one comment, I'm kind of gonna, broad strokes, I feel like there's just some visual things you can do on each page in terms of structure, like, you know, consistent fonts for headings, consistent colors, so then it's easy on the eyes when you can see it. So like for archive meetings,
okay,
that's all. So, and even the green on this page,
That's hard to read.
it's hard to read, yeah. So I think you've had some nice dark green that's part of your color, so just consistency there.
gotcha, gotcha.
And then I would say even like maybe just keeps consistency. Like again, like a research paper, you know, it's like the first item is like 16 points, and the item nested beneath beneath that is 14 points. So some consistency overall there, and I think it would, small changes for big impact.
Gotcha.
I agree. I don't know who did
So
that.
contact,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Contacts.
contact, I like this. I actually, when I was comparing your site to other people's site, I have to say kudos who did the contact form of all the departments in one page scroll versus trying to piecemeal it. I think that makes it very easy if somebody doesn't know who they're looking for exactly, they can just have it in one directory. And that was on the departments and offices, so I thought that was a good page to have. Not all websites have that. And then I'm calling out, which we can clean up in the iteration, you know, when you click the contact button,
Yeah,
and then you see the URL, it says contact, and then you have the, you know, nice laundry list of everyone in alphabetical order, very well organized. And then when you click departments and offices, that drop-down menu, it's the same information.
okay,
And that's fine. I think what happened is probably started off as contact and then somebody nested it, but that's where you can clean it up a little bit more.
okay,
And then when you have contact forms and maps, that's nice as well. So if somebody just has a general question, I thought that was well done. So I'd keep all of those.
same, yeah, same thing.
And okay, so let me go back to that. So then the footer is that bottom part of the page. It's on every page. You know, it says Muscle Shell County, it has your logo, call, see our services pages.
Yeah,
I just think that could be we say it takes up a whole lot of real estate. So I think we could clean that up a little bit, like, I was gonna say,
Do we have to have the news and events on there? I mean.
yeah, I think not, especially if you're gonna have it in the
Right.
drop-down menu. And I think I'm jumping the gun, because when I started doing your, sitemap, so let me take you there and then I'll go back to this. But yeah, it's a lot of real estate,
okay,
that I think we could tidy up. But what I did like about it is that you have the sitemap, so once that's updated, that's where people can go to get the whole structure of your website. That lower menu bar at the bottom, I don't think you need, because it mirrors the top menu bar. And
visitors,
a lot of times, is
okay,
that,
He was saying, he was reading the visitors
Yeah.
and about and stuff, yeah.
yep, I'm with you,
yeah, so it mirrors that. But a lot of times what people have on that bar is your privacy statement, accessibilities, other links that aren't necessarily front and center, but you might want a footnote.
okay,
Okay, and then the sidebar we talked about, I know we can't update it based on that, but I think that's probably the biggest eyesore in my opinion, just because of the big GoToMeeting banner. But whoever designed it, I think they were thinking like, oh, we're gonna just call out, you know, like all the news items, so just tidy that up.
so if you got rid of that go-to banner, you'd have more room, wouldn't you?
Yep,
Okay,
It's taking up a whole lot of real estate.
it's taking up a whole lot of real estate, that's right, so.
that's web speak,
And if it was
Web speak.
what's that?
I said, that's web speak,
That's web speak. Well, think of them as like the old school newspapers. You know, you really only had like 10 pages, or you had to spend lots and lots of money. So what's going to go on the front page? What's going to be on that banner? You know, where's your prime real estate? And usually that's where people want to go to first. So it's newspaper speak with modern day twist.
okay, there you go.
I like it.
Okay, so that's a snapshot of the overall,
Okay,
the overall snapshot. So list of services, if we go to this tab,
wait a minute, service tag at the top again, or?
so you might have printed out, but the second Excel spreadsheet, you know, there's 4 tabs on that Excel.
Okay. Actually, I'm looking at the link.
See yourself in there? Yeah.
Oh, go to list of services, okay, very good, looking at it.
Yeah, and so for those who can't see it, what we're doing here is just doing a deep dive into the services section on your website, since that links to all the services available for your community.
Okay,
And in column A, everything's hyperlinked to the page, so you can easily see where it's going. And then I just made comments about each item listed there. So county events, just delete that line item. We can just delete it if you guys have access to it, because that was the one that hadn't been updated and it's a duplicate. So this page, okay, so residents, if we're gonna delete that, we need to move some items that were on residents page, but not on the services page. So
Okay.
this tab captures that.
okay,
Code Red notification system, that's on the home page and it shows up on a couple other pages, so we might want to identify it as a service and then link to that page. It does link to its own page.
okay,
So I'm thinking services is the comprehensive list of all the services. That's like the one page where people can go to if they get lost, like, oh yeah, I gotta figure out how to pay my taxes, here it is. So this list is pretty self-explanatory, like keep, add,
yep,
update.
yep,
Oh, for disaster and emergency services, there was just a bad link to the Montana state website, so.
okay,
So we probably don't have to spend too much time on this, but just as a couple things, add items, keep items. Pretty easy updates in the sense that it's not like a total restructure.
all right,
I think we can move off of that unless you have questions, but like I said, it's just,
no, I think I got, this is another sort of a little more of a detail, it's a one level lower than the high level, and it's
Yep.
taking you where you're seeing some more specific actions, okay, very good,
yeah, and then that's the page where, like if everyone wanted to go and get a snapshot of all the services, like, okay, yep, I know where to go, and then they can be directed to the specific page. So think of it as your table of contents outline. So
okay,
then if we go to the next tab, the list of public office, that's the same, and it's just a little deep dive into that, the drop-down menus on public office.
okay. Keep, a lot of keeps, a lot of green,
The website's really good, like I said, I think there's a small move that will have big impact.
okay,
And yeah, so I try to identify if there was a bad link or something. And the bad links are really, you guys connected to Montana court system or a Montana website, and so they must have updated their page somehow. So that's probably why the bad link is there. I think initially it started off well, but then Montana websites updated it, so. Then if we go to the fourth tab, the new site map,
that's what I was thinking. All right,
this is my initial thoughts of how we could structure it a little bit better.
Okay.
So, okay. About, you can have the overview and the gallery, a drop down. You can call residents or services.
okay,
Departments, we can call it public office or departments. I think I chose departments because when I was looking at other county websites, they do departments, but those are sort of word choices that once we land on it, it's important because that URL is going to represent it. Meetings and notices, this is where I thought we could get a little more condensed, and the drop downs would be commissioner meetings and then public notices. And then with the commissioner meetings, you can then filter them through agendas and I guess minutes.
okay,
So it's just a little bit of reorganization on the back end, and then visitors and contact.
And what I wanna do,
Okay.
you know, today.
What's that?
no, I said, okay. This is really how you would reframe the structure for the site map, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah, and then basically, the big change I would have made, I think might be easier for the read, is what I'm kind of recommending, is under the residents tab or the services tab, you know, that page If we go there now, let's just go to services. You see how it says services and it's just a laundry list?
Yep,
Well, what I noticed on other government websites is just categorizing them a little bit. Or the other option is just listing them alphabetical. I kind of like the idea of categorizing, so I made some suggestions like administration, public services, and then you categorize what goes under that bucket. I recommend alphabetical order. And then community and recreation, so there's subcategories within that, again, just so it's not just like a laundry list. But that's where we'd have to know, like, or love your feedback, where like, honestly, everyone just likes a nice clean list and whatnot. Like I said, when I was doing some reviews, what's that?
I think I'm following. Yeah. Now, if we did do that, you're saying it'd probably be best to do it alphabetical if you're just gonna do a list.
I would think.
Yeah,
But honestly, I think maybe kind of, if you think there's some categorization that might simplify it too, then
and I don't think we necessarily need drop-down menus. I think just when you go to, what I'm calling the landing page, when you go to residents or services, you have a laundry list. So it could be administration and public services, cemetery, concealed weapon, DMV, junk vehicles. And then you have community and recreation, your library, your community centers, fairgrounds. And then you have your emergency and safety services, health and human services, and then school and education.
okay,
And then same with the departments, we can either keep it public office or departments. I think the reason why I chose departments was a lot of the other websites that I looked at did that, and then it's just one word. I mean, it's just personal preference. And so, again, we could categorize it, you have administration, judicial and court services, legal and law enforcement, public records, fiscal services, and elections. Or just keep everything alphabetical.
actually, I like how I like that administration, judicial, legal, yeah, that's better.
And so if you spend some time on it, if you click on each of these links, it'll take you to the specific page that these things live on. So that they're hyperlinked, you can just click on that.
Okay,
So meetings and notices, again, those drop downs where you have commissioner meetings and then you have meetings and agendas and how to join on that one page. It's just one page they go to instead of trying to click through 2 pages, and then public notices. And I noticed some of your notices were alerts, some of them were media alerts, and we can still keep those filter or categories in, but now it's just on one section.
okay,
And then for visitors, we could expand on the current page. I alluded to, like, some people's websites use it more as a tourist resources where they're linking to parks and recreation and I don't know, some other things. So there's a good Montana one, Gallatin, Montana. If you click there, they did a nice job of listing links for visitors. And on their page, they have information for visitors and new residents, public transportation, area weather. Your page is nice because it shares things. I'm just saying these are things that other people have done that
Okay.
could be useful.
okay, for sure.
And then, I put visitor resources. So some of this information on the visitors page was duplicate, and we just have to decide, is it more of a community service or a visitors one? And there could be overlap, that's fine too. So that's what I called out, like when we're fine tuning it, do we want an overlaps or is it more of a visitor services? And if there's overlap, it's no big deal because each link goes to a specific page, so it'll point you, you'll still get to where the end point, whether it's 2 clicks or 1 click.
Okay,
Well, I know that I have gone into this website and I have gotten so lost. You know, just trying to explore it, you know, and it's like, how did I get to where I was? And I think there's just too many links, you know, to.
Yeah,
Well, like you said, a lot of them are duplicated and you would just, you know, delete or whatever. So I understand where some of that will go away, but yeah, I'm liking what I'm hearing.
oh, good. And then the contact page, we can either have it as one page, 2 columns, or drop-down menus.
Okay.
There's pros and cons to both. Sometimes I think your site isn't that complicated, that one page is kind of nice, because then you don't get lost, like, wait, was that on this drop-down, or the other one, or was it over here? So I'm a proponent of, if you can keep it on one page where it's not overwhelming, like a wall of information, I do recommend that. But like I said, I liked how your contact was all, you had a directory. I thought that was great. I hadn't really seen that on, when I was researching other ones. And then the footer section is just how we could clean it up. I like a lot of that information you had on there. You have the headline, the logo, you have a link to the sitemap, and then column 3, what I thought we could do instead of having the duplicate menu items is just a sitemap, social media, if you had social media buttons. I noticed some departments had it, some didn't, so we could land on one or the other. And then an accessibility statement. I noticed a lot of websites did have accessibility statements, and you mentioned that you do have an older population, so we could create a statement about that. And you can even pull that language from somewhere.
Okay.
And then, it's just a way to organize information, like you have the logo and tagline. Baby Art headline is get in touch, and you have the contact information, your direction, Google Map, and then a link to the contact page, and then the quick link stuff. Do you guys use cookies on your website
We don't
for your
know.
tracking people?
We don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Well, if you do, I think you need a statement about it saying we track our,
Right.
like a privacy data, and if you don't, that's great too. So those
Good
are,
idea.
We probably should be tracking, and we probably should have a statement like that, I think.
yeah, and I don't know who does IT or who's done the cookies, but yeah, so those quick links are what I've seen other websites utilize that space for. And they're, it's like going to the index or something where you have it if you need it, but people aren't really looking at that too much.
Okay.
And then I did include an example of an accessibility statement. I think, I don't know what section 508 is. I pulled it from some website. Maybe it's standard
Developing a
government
website
speak. You people in the government?
Yeah, I'm at that. The office.
Well, anyways, that was a guideline from our government website, but we could dig in deeper if that's something you want to include.
Okay.
But, and that's the snapshot. I think, like I said, I think there's some changes you can make for big impact, and if we do get access to the website, I don't think we need a total rebuild.
I think
The
the
structure
main
is just really good, it's really well organized.
main thing is getting hold of Ron and seeing about the host and everything, right? That's, that'll be the next step.
I'll email him the exact wording that he can, I don't know if you can like search the files,
Yeah.
Well, and actually
pull it up on your computer or
copy,
something.
when you email Ron, copy us.
Okay.
I mean, that'll kind of let him know that we know that he's just so busy that we just want to help you get the answers you need,
Yeah, and then if I can't get them, somebody has logged into WordPress.